correctly.
Says
Maybe
going
I'm just
live.
behind. Maybe I'm just
Says you're
behind.
live.
All right. Well, I trust you.
Well, now we're live.
Are you gonna? Oh, do I have
You
to
might
redo
have.
all that now?
Yeah, we have to redo it all. You gotta redo it. All
No.
right, we're gonna redo it
I'm
because
just.
we're just live now. So let's start the pod now, and then I'll trim it on YouTube, and then restart the recording now. Sorry for technical difficulties.
All right, we're back. This is the this is the FloTrack podcast. Off to a false start here. I'm Kevin. He's Gordon. Happy Friday. We're gonna talk athlete of the year, men and women today on the pod. We got a bonus pod coming for all the subscribers out there. If you want to get that bonus pod, hit the join button at the bottom. We're going to be doing Emmy Awards. It's going to be an Emmy Award themed bonus pod. Best comedy, best drama, best director, actor, actress, supporting actor, supporting actress. Might throw in a couple other fun categories as well. Dude, did you watch the Emmys this year, Gordon?
I I haven't watched an award show in like ages. I only see
Mm,
the one 30-second clip that goes viral on Twitter for every award show. Like, I think the
gotcha.
last award show I watched was probably like a 2002 VMAs or something.
VMAs. Wow.
Yeah, when I was
Moon
like
Man.
12 or 13. I don't know. I feel like when you're a kid, you look at award shows and you think they are like the biggest deal and everyone's watching it. And then you realize, oh, they do this every year. The
Yeah.
same people are there and they all just be like, yay. And then you realize it actually means absolutely nothing. There's
You
actually
never get
no
emotion.
stakes involved.
You never get emotionally invested in who wins. Like if you've watched and really loved one of the shows or movies, you're never thinking to yourself, man, I really want that one to win.
No, because
I don't know. Okay.
I don't, do I walk around and be like, oh, Better Call Saul won. Oh, Stranger Things. Sorry, you suck. No, like I don't care. And also,
Yeah, but aren't you
I also
happy? You happy for them?
no, I'm not.
Okay.
I don't care. I don't even look it up. It's just like there's zero value. I mean, yeah, no. I
But our
have
award show's
zero
gonna be
care
better.
about someone winning or losing an Emmy or Tony Award or Grammy. Who cares?
But for the record, our award show is gonna be really important, and everybody should tune in
Yes,
when
that will
we
be
post that
yes.
this week.
The FloTrack Podcast Emmys for the track and field season, the bonus pod, which we're recording after this one, has stakes, does have value,
Yeah,
and you should
yeah,
walk around
yeah.
with a T-shirt saying, "I won a FloTrack Podcast Emmy."
Last bonus pod, you had a great segment in there about the state of your shoes. Are we going to get something similar this week in the bonus pod?
Maybe, maybe, probably.
Okay.
We'll see. There
People
has been
like
developments. There's been
people
developments.
like the insight into Gordon's personal life. People enjoy that. We also that was particularly interesting, I'll say. So not every month is like that for Gordon. As
No,
someone
no, not at
who
all.
pays attention to what's going on in his life, it's not always like that. All right, here we go. Athlete of the year. Let's start with the men.
Okay, so how do you want to do this? Because are we going to talk about your opinion versus my opinion? We talking about who we think the top three are going to be? Because I did some analytics.
Yeah,
Can I tell you about my analytics?
sure. Yeah, go ahead.
So what I did was I was like, all right, how do we narrow it down? There are thousands of athletes in the world, hundreds of thousands of athletes in the world. How do we narrow it down to who the potential nominees are? And I was like, there's no way in hell they would ever nominate someone who did not win a world outdoor title. Right?
Correct, but this is your choice. This isn't who you think is going to win. This is who you think deserves it. So you are eligible to pick anybody. I wouldn't pick anybody, especially this year, who didn't win a world title. I suppose there'd be a circumstance where that could come up, but it didn't for me this year. But I think that's in play.
You think that's legitimately in play that someone who didn't win the world title is athlete of the year?
I think you'd have to have a situation where they were just completely dominant in every other performance, breaking the world record multiple times, and some strange freak thing happened at the like if Mondo broke his pole or something like that. Maybe.
Or like a
But you'd
false
also
start
have
or
to
something?
have you'd also have to have no other top flight candidates that year. It would have to just be very clearly, all right, this person deserves it. They had this strange thing happen to them at the biggest meet of the year. But 99% of the time, that's not going to happen. 99% of the time, you can narrow it down based on did you win gold at the World Championships or Olympics?
All right. So there are 40 men and women, 43 athletes won a world individual title. So I narrowed my
Yeah.
list down to those 43. Then among those 43, I saw which ones had the world lead in that event. I saw which athletes won the Diamond League in either that event or an equivalent event. And then I also saw who of that list of 43 athletes put together at least one all-time top 10 mark. So after doing all that, I had to eliminate some people. Let's talk about people I eliminated. I eliminated these people because all they did this year was win a world title. They didn't have a world lead, they didn't win the Diamond League, and they didn't
Mhm.
give us a top 10 performance. You know who's on that list? We're doing men. We're just talking men right now.
Sure.
Talking men. Kevin Mayer, decathlon, doesn't even have the world lead. Paul Fajdeck, the hammer thrower, no world lead. Wang Jian, long jump China, no world lead. Race walker Yamashimi, no world lead. Tola, who won the marathon, obviously Kipchoge has a world lead. Joshua Cheptegei does not have the world lead in 10K. It's Grant Fisher. And Jake Whiteman
Our
doesn't
friend
have the world
Jake.
lead. Our
Yeah.
boy Jake Whiteman did win the Fifth Avenue Mile, but I don't think the World Athletics Committee is really focusing on that one. 1500-meter world champion doesn't have a world lead. So those people get eliminated. And then I had to do some more eliminating.
So
These
who's
people,
left? Okay,
there's a
never
bunch
mind. Keep going.
left. I'm
Okay,
still
keep going.
eliminating people. These people, they have the world lead and a world title, but they didn't win the Diamond League. They didn't throw down all-time top marks. We're talking Fred Curley in the 100, Michael Norman in the 400, Barshim in the high jump, Picardo in the triple jump, and Anderson Peters in the javelin throw. So we got to eliminate those guys as well. So now
Okay.
and I'm also eliminating Stano, the 35K race walk world champion, because they're not giving it to him. All right. So we're down to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I got 9 guys in my final grouping to get down to
Interesting.
3. And those, should I tell you who those 9 are off the top?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Mondo Duplantis, Alison Dos Santos, Ryan Krauser, Noah Lyles, Grant Holloway, Kristen Shea,
Mhm.
Jakob Ingebrigtsen, Sufian El Bakali, and our boy in the 800, Manuel Courier. Those are the 9. Those are my
Got
final
it.
9, which I will get down to 3. Do you have anyone not from that list?
So we talked about Kipchoge. He's in a different category because he still has to compete one more time. So we'll see what he does, and then we can add him or keep him out. I think Kovacs gets a honorable mention. He had the number 3 throw in history, and he beat Krauser 2 times. His overall record though was 9-6 this year. Because he's competing against Ryan Krauser all the time. I think him and Krauser, it's tough to pick one of them, obviously, because they went back and forth a couple times. But I think Kovacs deserves a mention.
He's your non-world champion that deserves a mention.
Yeah, and I would put him in the honorable mention side of things. I'd put him at number 10 if you had that list of 9 right there. He'd be the next guy. I think he would be ahead of some world champions in certain disciplines. But I think you're on the right track. You're heading exactly in the direction I headed in. And I did it in a different way. I just kind of looked and been like, what do I remember about this season? I was not as analytical as you, but continue.
All right, so I'm gonna remove 3 guys from my 9, and you can tell me if you're okay with me removing these 3 guys.
I bet I can
So
predict which 3. But yeah, go ahead.
first person I'm removing is Emmanuel Courier. Sorry, even though it would be really ironic for the 800-meter champion to win Athlete of the Year because the 800's
Yeah.
awful. He did win the Diamond League. He does have the world lead, and he did win the world title. It's a pretty good 3, but he was 4-4. That was his win-loss
Right.
record.
Right. Right. Right.
We're not. He's 500. Come on. So
Yeah.
sorry, Emmanuel Career, you're out. And then I also we have to remove Grant Holloway. Now he did get the triple. He won the Diamond League. He won Outdoor Worlds. He won Indoor Worlds. That's a really good triple. But he was 6-3. He had 3 notable losses, and there's current Devin Allen technically never lost to Grant Holloway.
I don't think that's
Devin
the
Allen,
strongest argument against Holloway. I don't think that's the
but like the
strongest
world
argument.
leader in the 110 hurdles, Grant Holloway never beat the world leader in the 110 hurdles this year.
Well, okay,
That's
but
kind of
that was a
interesting.
false start. So the bigger thing is he lost 3 times,
Yeah, 3
correct?
times. So yeah,
He
six
lost
and
to
three.
Allen, he lost to Broadbell twice, and he finished behind Cunningham in one of those races too. So
Yeah, and also like he didn't put together a top 10 time. I think Holloway will win Athlete of the Year in one of the next 3 to 4 years, though, because he's that good. And then I took off Christian Shea,
mhm,
discus thrower, because like he was surprisingly 18-3. It's a lot of wins.
mhm,
18 wins, only 3 losses. Won the Diamond
yeah.
League, won the world title, but not the world leader. So take him off, and then mainly because like no one cares. This is the no one cares about you spot. But
That's
Bakali,
not. That's not. No, that's not why he's not. It's because he was 5-0. That's it. He had 5 finals this year. That's why El
yeah, 5 and
Bacali's.
0, world leader, Diamond League winner, world champion. That's pretty damn good.
If
Like,
you're only running 5 times, and we'll get to somebody who only ran about 5 times on the women's side, they gotta all be historic performances if you're gonna make a final, in my opinion. You can't have 5 race. He has what, 1 sub-8 on the season? So, yeah. It's not because it's the steeplechase, it's because he only ran 5 times in finals and only posted 1 sub-8 performance. That's why he's out. So
yeah,
how
but he
many are
was
you left with?
perfect. So I'm
Okay,
down
you could
to
there's gotta be a minimum number, or not a minimum number, but if you're not gonna run all-time marks, you better be running more frequently. That's all I'm saying. How many are you down to?
I'm down to 5. And
You
this is where it gets hard. I'm going to stick to these 5 to try to get to my 3. So my 5 are Duplantis, Dos Santos, Ryan Krauser, Noah Lyles, and Jakob Ingebrigtsen. Those are my 5 where I got to get down to 3.
okay. Hold on. So Mondo, Dos Santos, Jakob, Lyles, and Krauser?
Yeah.
Okay. You gonna
Where are
keep
you on your
going?
5? Do you agree with these 5? Are we still on the same page? Do we still agree with each other right now? This whole process, are you still on my side?
I think I would just have it at 4. I would eliminate Krauser, and I think it's a group of 4 at the top. Um,
Okay, this is why it's hard to
Krauser,
eliminate Krauser.
he's competing against himself.
Yeah.
He's competing against him from last year, which, yeah, I get that that's tough, but he lost World Indoors, right? And I know
Oh,
that wasn't a big focus, but he lost World Indoors. Well, I know, but
I'm not even
but
looking at I'm not even looking at
well,
world indoor. I'm not even looking at indoor performances.
you just talked about Grant Holloway winning the triple, and 1/3 of the triple
Yeah,
was
I
World
did that
Indoors.
just to be nice to him,
So,
but I'm not using
yeah,
it for him either.
it's just tough. You get to the point, you get to this level of this tier, and you got to draw a line somewhere, right? So he lost 3 times, twice to he didn't have the world lead. Kovacs got the world lead. I would put him 5th, and then I think there's a battle there for 2, 3, 4, and a very clear 1. That's where I'm at.
Okay, so here's the thing about Ryan Krauser. He threw this year the number 10, number 9, number 7, number 5, and number 4 all-time marks. Half of the
Yeah.
top 10 all time came this year from him. And then, like, I think 3 of the other 5 are from him last year. So like he is 2 of the other 5 are from that 4, 5, 7, 9, 10. No, not even Mondo can say he did that. Like that's pretty impressive.
Wait, where are you seeing that? I see he did
When
the
you
number
can,
5, tied the
no,
number
no, no,
5. He threw
gotta look at
23-12.
no, no, no. Go to track and field news and combining it. I'm combining indoor and outdoor. When you combine indoor and
Oh,
outdoor, he has number
okay.
4, 5, 7, 9, and 10.
Okay. From this indoor
That's pretty
season?
good. What?
From this indoor season?
Yeah, well, okay. Go to track and field. All right, we're going to do this. Colt, go to trackandfieldnews.com. We're going to bring this up together. Uh, Go to the upper navigation bar and click on lists. Then scroll down to all-time top 10 lists, world absolute men. No, no, up, 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 up. Keep going up. There you go. World absolute men. And then search shot put. There you go. So you look at this throw. On June 24th, he threw 23-12. On June 24th, he threw 23-11. On May 28th, he threw
Kovac
23-02.
Kovacs is throw
And then on June
Kovacs's throw
24th,
isn't
he
in
ran
there.
23. He threw 23-01 and 22-98.
Yeah, well, Kovacs's throw.
Show
This is
this
not
on the
updated
screen.
because Kovacs's
Cool.
throw. Kovacs's throw isn't up there though.
Oh, it's not?
Kovacs threw 23-23. Yeah.
So
So
they didn't update this. I thought they would have updated this by now.
yeah. Also,
Track
Kovacs
and
has
field
a
news.
couple high 22s in there as well. I don't know. Like
Yeah, but
all
this
in the
cuts
game.
off at
In
22.98. This cuts off at 22.98.
Yeah, no, I get it. All in the game points out if Krauser didn't win last year, he's not going to win this year. Like last year was just objectively better, right? Like last year was the perfect season for Ryan Krauser in the shot. It's tough. He is competing against his old self, which is difficult. But taking those losses at the end of the year, I think it's enough to put him outside the top 4 for me.
Yeah, I mean, I'm fine with it for the record. I'm not going to argue. He's fifth. So now we're down to 4.
They're also taking
On
okay, so that track and field news thing, they took Randy Barnes out because he had a doping positive, but like if you go to like World Athletics all-time lists, Barnes is still on there. Oh,
I
it's
sorry. Maybe should I stop going off of track and field news?
I just you gotta do your
Do my
research here.
research.
No, I don't know. It's just it's like everybody has their own list, and if you take an athlete off who had I mean, and they have their reasons for why he's not on there, but I'm looking at World Athletics um, all time, and they still have Barnes on there. So they have
All
just
right.
to put a pin on this one. They have Krauser. Now this is just outdoor, but they have Krauser 1, 2, 4, 5, 9, 10, and then one, two of those are from this year. But that's just outdoor. Go
Well,
ahead,
he's
continue.
fifth. So now we're down to our final 4: Mondo, Dos Santos, Lyles, and Ingebrigtsen.
Yeah. So listen, I'll just go number one first because that's just the easiest one to sort out here is it's Mondo, right? It's
Yeah.
Mondo. He was 19-1 when you count finals, indoors and outdoors. Broke the world record multiple times. He does have a loss. Some of these other guys don't have a loss, but just the sheer volume of competitions to me makes it a no-brainer. I think he had this thing sewn up um, probably at World Championships, and he didn't need to keep competing, and he did. So to me, this is an obvious pick. Sometimes it's difficult to figure out who the athlete of the year is. Sometimes it is straightforward. This one is straightforward. 19-1, indoor, outdoor, multiple times breaking the world record. Manu Duplantis of Sweden should be the men's athlete of the year.
Yeah, and he has the world lead obviously because he broke the world record and Diamond League champion. According to again my track and field news list, which may be inaccurate now, he had the number two, one, two, three, and seven top 10 all time. One, two, three, and seven, with a lot of the other ones from him last year and previous years.
Yeah.
It's amazing that he got second in Belgium, the Brussels
Yeah.
Diamond League. How did that happen?
Yeah.
It's just like what's
Yeah.
going on?
20 and 0 would have been much cleaner. You gotta he missed out an opportunity. So to me, it's just 2, 3, 4. How do you sort those out? That's the tricky part.
All right, so
I initially
say
had I'll just say
who you
this.
think should be two or three.
So
I'll play fight game.
I initially had Dos Santos, Jakob, and Lyles, but then I talked about this exact same topic on House of Run podcast, and our buddy Jason was like big on Lyles needing to be higher. And when he broke down the numbers, he did like a Lyles versus Dos Santos all time comparison, just in terms of times. And I got to admit, he kind of swayed me. Jakob is in a different bucket. It's tough with Jakob because he took a loss at Worlds, both World Indoors and World Outdoors, but he has the double thing. So he's a little bit more difficult to judge. But I think I got talked into bumping Lyles up higher. I initially had him 8-0 in the 200, number 4 time in history, 4 sub 960s this year. That's the most in history. And you just look at him post Worlds, pull up Lyles' times post World Championships. He goes 31 at Worlds, then 46, 56, 52. Right? If this thing was decided based on earlier season marks, and or maybe if you just stopped at World Championships, like, oh, he had that great American record. That's awesome. But Lyles really put some solid marks down post World Championships. So I got persuaded to bump him up, especially vis-a-vis Dos Santos.
Hold on. Okay, Noah Lyles, 8-0 in the 200, great.
Yeah.
Number 4 all time 200, and the number 9 all time 200. His 1946 is number 9 all time.
Yeah.
Performances, not performers, because Bolt ran fast multiple times and Lyles has run fast multiple times. So now Lyles number 4, number 9, but Dos Santos has the number 3 and number 7
Yeah.
all time
It,
marks.
it's close. And I looked up the points table. I think Lyles's time, his better time is worth a little bit more. I don't know how much you want to get in the points
Ooh,
tables
using
than
points
Dos
tables
Santos.
now.
Well, I'm just saying, how do you separate this stuff? It's tough. It's like Carson Warholm is a world record in the 4-meter hurdles. Usain Bolt is a world record holder in the 200. It's like, how do you weigh these things? Like, it's very it is close. I'm just saying, I thought initially it was going to be Dos Santos, but Lyles just gained so much ground post World Championships, whereas all Dos Santos's stuff was mostly before World Champs and at World Champs, right? Like Stockholm, he ran fast. That was at the end of June. Um, I guess Zurich was good for Dos Santos too. So not entirely a wash the back half, but he had I don't know, he had some runs where he was cruising basically. So actually he ran Bellinzona too. So is he 11 and 0? Let me see. 1, 2,
No,
3, 4, 5, 6,
it's
7,
10 and 0.
8, 9, 10. No, I did count. Okay. I didn't know when I did the count. So I don't know. It sounds like you're leaning Dos Santos over him.
Yeah, because 3 and 7 is better than 4 and 9.
If you go deeper though, what is it? Like if you go
I don't
top
know.
20.
I don't got time for that. We're not talking about number
What do you mean
18,
you don't
number
have time for it?
17 and
You're
a
like you
half.
started with I started with 75 athletes. So Lyles has let's just look at this. In the top 17, well, that's where he cuts off. All of his 9.5s are in the top 17. So 1, 2 this year, 3, 4. So he had 4 in the top 17. Well, that's the case for Lyles. It's the depth of performance. Whereas Dos Santos, he had 3 in the top 12. That's still pretty good. It's a toss up. It's a toss up between those two. Luckily, we don't have to
And
decide between those two for number one. Otherwise, it would
yeah,
be very difficult. That would be tough.
yeah.
Do you have those
So
guys 2,
why?
3? Where's Jakob in there?
So that's the thing. So you don't have Jakob in the top three?
Well, I did. I had him 3, and then I had Lyles 4. But now I think the Lyles Dos Santos gap is smaller. Jakob, I thought he ran more than. I mean, I guess he ran quite a bit when you add in the 5,000s in there as well too. So he ran in 3 5,000-meter finals and 8 mile or 1,500 finals. So 11 total. He lost 2 of them. Both of them were world championships, one indoors, one outdoors at the 1,500. He ran fast, obviously, but it wasn't equivalent to
Wait, did you
what
say one
Lyles.
indoors and one outdoors?
He lost. He got silver indoors and he
Oh,
got silver outdoors. He,
yeah,
those were his two losses. One was indoors, one was outdoors.
yeah.
ONE, not WON. You look at his marks. Again, this wasn't the year for all-time Jakob marks. I do grade that a little bit differently because it's the 1,500. It's weird, right? Like it's not the same as a 200 or a 4-meter hurdle race. Uh, you want to say he dominated his event in a way that those other two guys did, but at the same time, he did lose at major championships twice. But then you think, okay, if he just ran, if we're thinking of him as a 5K runner who just so happens to run the 1,500, then you're thinking, okay, well, look at this nice cherry that he put on top. He even got a silver medal in the 1,500. But since he ran more 15s and 5s, we think of it as okay, his secondary event is the one where he got the gold medal, and he wasn't the best in the world at the 1,500 when it counted. So, yeah, I might actually slide him back to 4 and put those other two guys up ahead of him. But it is close.
Yeah, I mean, I have Jakob as four. Um, for those reasons, he doesn't really have any like. If he would have ran like a 3:27 or something, that would have
Yeah,
been like, whoa, a top five, top 10 type mark. But he didn't. He was just running 3:29s and 3:30s, which is great. And he was just winning what he had to do. And,
yeah,
I think even if he would have won, even I guess if he would have beaten Jake and had the double, it would have been hard for me to take him off because a double is like more impressive than an individual. So, uh, but if he
yeah,
didn't run the 5K and he just ran the 15 and he won the 15, I still wouldn't bump him over Lyles or Dos Santos. Um,
yeah.
it is kind of wild seeing Alison Dos Santos be in the top three after last year. Like the guy who got third in one of
Third
the
in his event.
greatest 400-meter
Yeah,
hurdles
yeah,
is now like in the
yeah,
top three for athlete of the year.
yeah.
That's wild.
I mean, he earned it. He
He
earned it.
did.
It is very close. Again, it's what you value. I don't really like doing this exercise every year because I think it's somewhat impossible to compare these things. We do the same thing with the Bowerman, but at least this year you do have someone who's far and away. And if you want to look at it in these terms, who would be the biggest favorite right now, right? If these 4 guys lined up again. Or you could say it like this: if you had an all-star competition throughout history right now with everybody in their prime, who does the best? Obviously, it's Mondo, number 1, right? On both of those scenarios. But like, does Dos Santos win if Warholm is in peak form?
See, here's the thing. I think if peak form, Dos Santos doesn't beat Warholm, Lyles doesn't beat Bolt, but does Ingebrigtsen beat
Garouche? No,
Garouge
no, no, not yet.
in a
Well,
tactical race?
here, Jakob's not going to
I
run
think it's
tactical.
possible.
He's not going to run tactical. Here's the thing: if Warholm, now you have Dos Santos 2 or 3.
Dos Santos two, Lyles three.
Okay, so I guess he can't really have any. He doesn't have any room to move up. But my question to you would be: what if Warholm was at full health this year? And
And he
what
beat him.
if, yeah, and he beat him, and then you have okay, he's the new king, undisputed king of the 400-meter hurdles. But if you already have him too, then To me, that might be enough if from 3 to 2, but it's not gonna go 2 to 1. Alright, let's go to the women. You wanna break this one
Okay.
down?
Yeah, I'll break this down. I'm
Starting
talking about the people who are eliminated from the top. World champions who I said, sorry, you didn't give me a world lead. You didn't give me a Diamond League title. You didn't give me a top 10 mark. Shawnee Miller Weibo, 400. I guess she did give us a top 10 mark. Did she? No, she didn't. She didn't give us a top 10 mark.
Well, wait, are you
Uh,
saying they didn't give all those 3 things or one of those 3 things
one
when
of
you
them.
say that?
Any of them.
Oh,
Shawnee
okay,
doesn't have the world lead. She doesn't have a Diamond League title. And she doesn't have a top 10 all time mark.
okay, gotcha.
Shawnee Miller
Keep
Weibo.
going.
Gudaf Sagai in the 5K. Gabra Selassie in the marathon. Kimberly Garcia in the 20K race walk and the 35K race walk. Eleanor Patterson in the high jump. Katie Nago in pole vault.
The shot.
Miyamba in the long jump. Fang Bin in the discus throw, and Kelsey Lee Barber in the javelin. So great time. Good job winning the world title, but you
Mhm,
need to do more than just win a world title to be on this list. Next tier that I had to eliminate, these 4 women won worlds and have the world lead, but they didn't do anything else special, really.
mhm.
Nafiasto Tiam, saying your name wrong, I apologize.
Nafi?
Decathlon from Belgium. No, I'm just the Belgium athlete who won the heptathlon.
Nafi
Brooke Anderson
Tiam.
of the hammer. Brooke Anderson of the high jump. Not
Hammer throw.
Brooke Anderson of the hammer throw.
Alright, why don't you take a couple
Good
plays
day.
off?
Good, good day of the 10K, and a thing Mo of the 800. So those 4 women, again, great seasons, world title and world lead, but you need to give me
Mhm.
something more. So down to my final 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Down to my final 8.
8. I
So my
have
8
7.
are, I know, who are you missing that I have?
Well, read them.
Oh, yeah, I know. So Toby Amison, 100 hurdles. Sydney McLaughlin, 400 hurdles. Rojas, triple jump. Sharika Jackson, 200. Faith Kipiegon, 1500. Shelly-Ann Fraser-Price from the 100. Chase Ely, the shot put. And Nora Geruto of the 3K
Oh, I didn't
steeplechase.
have yeah, I didn't have Geruto. She didn't run that much, right? Same thing as
Similar to Bakali. She's 4-0.
yeah. Yeah, so that to me,
4-0.
you get bumped. Sorry,
No,
you get
wait, but
bumped.
she's 4-0. Won the worlds. Has the world lead. And threw down the number 3 fastest time all time.
Yeah, if you run 4 finals, you can't have the number 3 fastest time all time. You need to have the number 1 fastest time all time,
Uh,
my opinion.
Getting ready for the Sydney debate. Yeah. All right. So we can
Well,
take Nora
she
Geruto
has
off.
the number
So
1 time all time.
yeah.
That's easy.
So we're down to 7.
Yeah.
Amison, McLaughlin, Rojas, Jackson, Kipiegon, Fraser Price, and Ely.
Yeah, and Ely, similar to the men's side of things, I put her on that honorable mention side of things. Great season. Was 11-0 in the shot, outdoors, indoors. She got a silver medal at the World Championship. I think in some other years she would have made it into the top 5, maybe even higher. But basically, this group of 6 in front of her, it's like all world record or number 2 performance in history, or in the case of Shelly-Ann Fraser-Price, greatest 100-meter season in history. Like, uh, this to me is like the deepest group of candidates for athlete of the year that I can remember. So, her being 7 is not a bad thing given who's left. Because there's going to be some people who literally like broke a world record or almost broke a world record who aren't even going to be in the top 3.
I agree with you. I think she's 7th on this list. Diamond League champion, world leader, world champion, 11-0. You would think, hey, what else do you want from me? Well,
Yeah.
we want you to throw farther.
Well,
which
sometimes you
is
can do
which seems
everything.
wrong.
That's
Yeah, I mean,
yeah, you can do everything right, and it's just not. There's other because you're comparing apples and oranges across these events. It's just someone puts together. a better resume, and that's the case. So, all right, how did you eliminate people from there?
Okay, so we're down to six. Fraser Price, Kipyegon, Jackson, Rojas, McLaughlin, Amundsen. You know who I'm eliminating next? This is this may be crazy, but world record holder Toby Amundsen. Yes, she broke the world record. Yes, she won the Diamond League, and yes, she won the World Championship. Pretty good resume, but she's 10
Yeah,
and 7 in 100-meter hurdles
yeah.
finals. 10 and 7. She lost 7 times in her event. You can't lose
And a
seven
lot of
times
the
in the event and win Athlete of the Year.
yeah,
You
a
just
lot
can't
of
have
those
that.
were yeah, a lot of those were at the beginning of the season, although she did lose in Stockholm towards the middle part of the season, and then when you got to the end, she had the loss in Lausanne too. But this just speaks to the strength of the year that you could break a world record, win the Diamond League, and only be sixth on the list. But I didn't have her. I had her five. I had somebody else who I anticipated just a couple weeks ago, maybe a month ago. It's like this person's going to be a finalist, top three. I have Faith Kipyegon sixth because she only ran four 1,500-meter finals. Uh, did the number two time in history, which was great. And listen, small margins, like I said, right? She runs a little bit faster. She breaks the world record. Maybe she's higher up, but I had Kip Yegon six, and then Amusan five.
All right. I disagree with the Kipiegon sixth mark. I have her higher. Some will say much higher.
I just don't know what the again. If we're
I have her in my top three.
well, you're wrong, but okay, continue.
She threw down the number 2, number 6, and number 7 marks. 350, 352, 352. Like, come on, man. That's impressive.
Again,
Diamond League
you
champion, world
got to run
leader,
more.
4 and 0.
You got to
Yeah,
run
well, you
more,
know who else is in the
unless
you can't say that.
unless
No, no, go.
yes, I can say that if you break the world record by 10 meters, it's a different situation. It's a
She
different
number 2
situation.
all time, number 6 all time, and number 7 all time. Diamond League champion, world leader, world champion, 4 and 0. That is
Okay.
better, in my opinion, than the 2 Jamaican athletes.
Okay. No, it's not. You
Yeah,
got
it
again.
is.
You have to run more than four finals. That's just I love Faith Kipyegon.
You
I
can't
picked her
keep saying that
to
because you're
dominate that
gonna
race.
the athlete of the year is gonna have only run 4 finals.
Okay, you understand numbers, right? You just said what
I understand
performances she
numbers.
had. Let me contrast that with Sydney. 1, 2, 5, 6. Those are
And
lower
10.
numbers,
And
and
10.
10. In a freaking semi, she ran the 10th fastest time in history. Let me read those again. 1, 2, 5, 6, 10. Should she have run more? Yes. Did I want to see her run more? Yes. Do I normally
Yes.
favor athletes who run a lot because it's athlete of the year? Yes. But in this circumstance, if you're only going to run four finals, you have to be perfect. And McLaughlin was perfect. 1, 2, 5, 6, 10. That's the difference between her
Faith
and Kipyegon.
Kipyegon, 4 finals, 2, 6, 7. Pretty impressive
Okay.
too.
Do you understand the difference between 2, 6, and 7? And let me read the numbers again. 1, 2, 5, 6. And her world record, 50.68,
Okay,
was
here's the
so
thing.
far
I'm not
beyond
debating.
everybody
I'm
else.
not debating that Faith Kipyegon is better than Sydney McLaughlin. I'm debating that Faith Kipyegon is better than Sharika Jackson and Shelly and Fraser Price. That's what
All
I'm
right. Well,
debating.
let me just explain why I have Sharika at 4, 6 and 1 in the 200, number 2 time in history. She had 2 times in the top 4 in history, silver in the 100. And who did she lose to in the 100 all year? Fraser Price, who put together the greatest 100-meter season in history. That's why I have Sharika 4. I have Rojas 3. I went back and forth. You could say, oh, we should drop her farther down. 7 and 0. indoors and outdoors, but broke the world record indoors. But that's also the farthest jump in history. So I gave that one to her in that 3 spot. But if someone wanted to put Sharika ahead of Rojas, I wouldn't argue with them.
Okay,
But
I have Rojas in my top 3. Number 1, number 6, number 10 all time. Diamond League champion, world leader, 5-0 outdoor triple jump. So, and Rojas is great. She's not going to, I don't think she won. Did she win it last year?
no, Thompson Arau won it. I
No,
thought she should have won it
Thompson
last
Rod.
year.
I keep on
She
confusing it. Maybe she
so
won it 2 years ago.
Rojas
She won it the COVID year.
Rojas, yeah, she won it 2 years ago. Rojas is in the same situation Krauser's in, where
Yeah.
she's competing against herself, and it makes it difficult to pick.
I have Rojas in my top 3. I have her number 2. I
Wait,
have
so you
Faith.
don't have
Okay.
Fraser Price? This is
I don't
idiotic. You
have
don't have
either
Fraser Price,
Jackson or
1 or
Fraser.
2?
Jackson and Fraser
That's
Price are 4-5 for me. That's what it is. They're
that's
4-5.
so you just lost all credibility in the last 10 minutes of the show. It's a great year for the women, but it's a clear top 2. And I think either one of these 2 answers is right. You could argue McLaughlin, you could argue Fraser Price, but if you're arguing somebody else for 1 or 2, you're just objectively wrong. I mean, Fraser Price, 7. We want these athletes to compete. We want to see them come out there and run. Fraser Price did that. 7 of the best 19 times in history. Most
Okay,
sub
7.
10-7s.
7 of the best 19 times. Yeah, but
Yeah.
6 of those 7 are from 11 to 19.
Okay.
She only has 1 top 10 time, and it was number
That's
6 all
fine.
time. Okay?
Right. She
Okay.
runs
Shelly
10-6 after
Fraser-Price, number
10-6 after 10-6
Yeah, but
all
those
the
you're
time.
like
7 and
like
1 in
we're
finals.
I know
How
she's
is
7
Faith
and 1 diamond.
second in
Faith
the
Kipyegon ran the
200?
number 2. Faith Kipyegon ran the number 2 fastest time, number 6, and number 7. You know what Shelly
You're
and Fraser
you're
Price did? Just the number 6. Like that's
you're
all she did.
tripping way too
You're
much
bragging
over. You're
about
spending
13th
way
and
too much.
18th times.
I'm bragging about 10-6 over and over again, a historic season, and she actually ran a full season. That's the difference here. She ran a full season. She competed week in, week out. She ran in the 200 against the number 2 performer in history, Sharika Jackson, and still came away with a silver medal. You can't, this is ridiculous to compare somebody, unless you have an all-time performance like Sydney McLaughlin. You should not compare somebody who ran 4 finals all year to what Fraser Price did. It's not close.
Well, I will compare
It's not
because
close.
the standard
not
is
close.
high, and Faith Kipyegon ran 350, then 352 and 352. Won the Diamond League, world leader, 4-0. All right, Shelly and Fraser Price, number
4-0. 4-0.
4-0. Never
4.
lost. Undefeated.
This is
Never lost.
This is track. This isn't the marathon. This is not the marathon. This is the
Wait, hold on.
1500. 4-0.
Freaking athlete of the year is going to be 4-0. Sydney McLaughlin is 4-0, and she's going to win the whole damn thing. If Sydney
For
can
the record,
go 4-0,
I think
so can Faith
Fraser Price is
Kipyegon.
going to win. For the record, I think Fraser Price is going to win. I would pick Sydney, though. Do you not understand that Sydney is an extenuating circumstance because of the numbers that I read to you before? 1,
Yes, 1, 2, 5,
2,
6, and 10.
5, 6, 10 is different than what you said. Sydney barely raced, and she still had more top performances than Kipyegon. Kipyegon was great.
Barely raced.
You have to run more. You have to run more than 4 finals.
Hold on. Kipyegon barely raced, and she still has more top performances than Shelly and Fraser Price.
That's fine. Fraser Price's argument is about depth. You're tripping over this person had the number 7 time, and this person had the number 11 time. Let's
you're
sort it
tripping
out.
over this person has the number 15 time and the number 18
7
time.
times, because she undisputably had the best 1500 or 100 meter season in history. 7 times in the top 20, week in, week out. Only 1 loss. She also ran the 200 and came up with
it can't be the best in history if you have a loss. She lost though.
It is. Who had a better 100 meter?
Kipyegon didn't do. She didn't lose. She didn't lose.
Who had a better 100 meter season in history than Fraser Price's 2022?
Someone who went undefeated.
No,
I don't know. Go down the list and find someone who went undefeated.
She could have scratched, and she could have gone 4-0. You realize that, right?
But
she could have done that.
She
Right.
pushed her
She
luck.
decided to run. You should reward people
Yeah.
for running. You should
No,
reward people for running and putting together an all-time season. To run that
I'm
many
sorry,
ten
but like,
sixes over and over again is ridiculous. She ran 4 finals. Gordon, NCAA cross country runners run about 4 times, and they never run. 4 times?
okay,
You have to run
question.
more than 4 times.
How much money's in your bank account right now? A certain amount of money, okay?
Not
Certain amount of money.
$37 that you owed me.
Well, I'm waiting for the Venmo number. I look you up on Venmo. There's too many Kevin Sullys. I don't know which one to send it to.
There's only
Until you tell
one.
me
There's
you have to
only
send the
one.
request, I will respond. You have to do that. Okay. There's a track meet tonight. Faith Kipyegon versus the other 7 best 1500 meter runners in the world. And there's a track meet also where there's a race where Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce is racing the other 7 fastest 100 meter women in the world right now. You got to put your life savings on one of them winning. Which one are you doing? Are you putting on Shelly-Ann winning the 100, or are you putting on Faith Kipyegon winning the 1500?
Who else is in the
You're
field?
putting on Faith. The field is the other 7 best runners in the world right now.
I mean, I'd probably put it on Kipyegon because there's no Sharika Jackson in the women's 1500
Thank
right
you.
now.
You put it on Kipyegon.
No, because there's no Sharika Jackson right now in the women's 1500. The fact that she has a really good competitor next to her elevates Fraser Price's case. It doesn't
There is a
diminish
Sharika
her
Jackson.
case.
Her name is Gudaf Sagai.
That's not the same thing. I'm sorry. Gudaf
She won the
Sagai is
5K.
great. It's,
She won the
it's
5K
not
the
the
same way
same thing.
Sharika won the 200.
It's not the same thing. So you want people to run 4 times throughout the end of the year, throughout the
I don't
course of
want
the
that.
year. And one of them was, I loved her 4 flat to win the Diamond League, but it was a 4 flat tactical race. Her other ones were awesome. 352, 352, 350. That's great. But no.
By the way,
I thought the debate
I
was
put
going to be between
Sharika
the
over
debate.
Shelly-Ann.
This debate should be between Fraser Price and someone who didn't race that much, but that person should have been Sydney McLaughlin, not Faith Kipyegon.
No. First of all, I also think Sharika is better than Shelly-Ann. Like, I think Sharika is the best Jamaican athlete this year. She ran number 2, number 4, and 6 and 1.
You are
Shelly-Ann ran
so
number 6 and 7
you're
and 1.
so obsessed. You're just so obsessed with looking at the all-time list and whatever number is
Yeah,
lower.
it
Like you throw
matters.
out all context when it comes to everything else because it's
Okay.
all about how many times in the time. Just look that the
Well,
consistency was unparalleled. Like there's a reason why midway through the year we're just like she's going to run a 10-6. Like it's automatic. It's just we aren't going to see that again.
okay. Also, if Faith Kipyegon ran 0.3 seconds faster in her 1500, 0.3 in her
Yeah,
1500, and she had the world record instead of number 2, would you think this differently?
I'd move her up. She's not getting into the top 3 though.
Even if she had the world record, the number 6 fastest time, and the number 7 fastest time.
Yeah, again, if you're going to barely race, your season needs to look like Sydney McLaughlin's season. That's the template. That is how
I
your
mean,
season needs to look. If you're only going to
Rojas
race a
barely
couple
jumped. She only did 5 triple jumps.
7, you got to go indoors and out. And she got the
I'm not
world
including
record.
indoors. Indoors isn't real, man.
You
It's not
just got
real.
done. No, it does count. It is part of this. And her indoor world record is better than her outdoor world record. So does that count? Did you look that one up? No, you didn't know that one. So
All right. So
listen,
I think you're
I have
wrong. I
Sydney,
think
I have McLaughlin, Fraser Price, Rojas, Jackson, Amusan, Kipyegon. That's my order.
I have Sydney, Rojas, Kipyegon, Jackson, Fraser Price. Give me a vote. I need a vote. World Athletics, let me vote. Let me have a
Let's
say.
let the chat vote. The chat. I don't know how to do this. Just chat. Give me your top 3. Give me your top 3 in the chat right now. That's what I want to see.
I mean,
So you have where do you have Fraser Price 4?
Fraser Price 5. I have
That's the
Sharika
literally
4.
the that's literally the stupidest thing you've ever said on this
Is
podcast,
it stupid to
and
say
you
Sharika
putting
is better than Shelly Ann? Is that stupid?
yeah, that's not right either. But just the fact that you have her 5 is like that's worse than your Bolt is going to lose the world record take. Like we're getting into that territory now.
No, I think there's an argument for Sydney is better than Shelly Ann. There's an argument that Rojas has been better than
Nope.
Shelly Ann. There's
Stop.
an
Stop. No, no, you
argument that
stop after that first one. You just stop after that first
no,
one. It's
Rojas,
just that.
she broke the world record. She broke the world record. 5-0 in the triple jump. Never lost triple jump. You know what Shelly Ann did? She lost 100 to Jackson.
Because
So therefore,
she
Jackson is
competed.
above
You are gonna
Shelly Ann.
lose if you compete. Mondo competed. You have to compete. All right. Here's what the chat says. First one says Sydney, Shelley, Rojas, McLaughlin, Fraser Price, Amusan, Shelley, Sid, Sharika, Shelley, Sydney, Sharika, Sid, Shelley, Rojas, Sydney, Faith, Shelley. There's one person who agrees with you as a Faith.
Thank
You got in there.
you.
Sydney, Fraser Price, Rojas. Uh, Almost have to agree with Kevin because Gordon says things that will make me laugh. Why would he put Jackson before Fraser Price? Who does that? They didn't even say they didn't have a
Has
top 3.
Jackson
Shelly Ann,
Shelly Ann is
Sid,
second fastest
Sharika,
200 all time.
Sydney, Price, and then Faith, and then
Okay,
Sid,
hold on.
Shelly, Sid. Yeah, you're
There's a lot of S's.
yeah,
It's getting a little confusing. Shelly, Sid, Shid, Shelly, Jackson,
yeah.
Sharika, Sid,
Pe-
Shelly. A lot of S words.
People
Here's my
people
question.
are more
No,
accurate than you are.
no. Here's the thing. Why are you so like impressed by like 5 sub 10 sevens? Like, why did you just pick 10-7 out of the blue and be like, that is the most amazing barrier to break multiple times? You just arbitrarily chose 10-7 as a elite barrier to break. I mean, you could say that for anything. I could just be like, whoa, uh, Faith Kipyegon broke 353 3 times. When has that ever happened? Has that ever happened? I don't even know. Like, actually, we can actually look at it. Guess what? No one has ever done that. No one in the history of the women's 1500 has ever broken 353 3 times in the same year. Whoa! See how stupid that sounds?
Are you done? You done? Oh, Gordon took his headphones off.
But like,
Well,
what if I
I
give
think
that
10.
stat?
I
No
think 10,
woman in
10
the
step.
history of the earth has broken 353 3 times in the same year.
That's awesome, but that just makes my point for me. You're talking about someone who did something 3 times. This is a season award. This is not performance of the year. This isn't 2 performances of the year. This is an entire season, right? 10-7. Yeah, it's a round number, but that puts you in the top 20 of all time. So right now,
353
of
puts
the
you in the top 10 of all time.
right, and of the top 20 performances in history, Fraser Price did 7 of them this year. So her season this year is 7 of the best 20 performances in the women's 100 in history. That is such a large sample size. And when you're looking at these awards, I think you're looking at 3 things. You're looking at how they perform at the major championships. Did they have a fast time, like you said? And then what was the rest of their season like? And when one person's season is consistent all time marks, consistent dominance, and another person's other part of the season is 3 races, it's a no brainer. Again, I am normally
Or
biased towards people who are running,
she ran some
no, I'm taking out
800s
world
too.
championships. No, no. Oh, okay, cool. Awesome. Shelly Ann ran off 4x1. That's great.
And lost.
I yeah, why is that? Yeah. She's 7th then. I think I like people who run a lot. I made an exception this year for McLaughlin because her season was so special. Because, as I said, that is the one path. If you're barely going to race, that is the one path to get athlete of the year. And maybe in other years when it's easier, when the competition's not as stiff, maybe she could have run one less all-time mark. But to me, that is the rare exception. What she did, being able to post a top 10 time in a freaking semi. That is to me a testament to how great those performances were. If you're not doing that, then you're just going to be behind somebody who treated the whole thing as a season. Again, I think Faith Kipyegon is dominant. She owns her event. She's spectacular. I thought she raced more than this. I was surprised when I looked it up because I was for sure she was going to be in the top three. But no, 4 finals. Again, it's got to be what McLaughlin did if you're only going to run that much, and it wasn't.
He was going to agree to disagree.
What are your
So
thoughts
get
on
ready
that?
for that. Right? Look at us. Stupid.
Colt
I
with
mean,
the
that's what
all-time
I
drop
actually
there.
think. I think you're stupid, but we're going to agree to disagree.
You have one person agreeing with you, and I have, I don't know, 20, 25.
It just takes one, man. It just takes one. And then a revolution gets started. That's what it
No,
is.
well, this
Faith
guy's already
Kipyegon revolution.
he's regretting agreeing with you. So.
No, man, don't let the mob persuade you away. Go with your gut. And the gut says Faith Kipyegon, the first woman to ever run sub 353 3 times in a single year, deserves to be top 3 in athlete of the year voting.
Yeah, you're putting a little bit. You're just not treating this as a season award. If someone is running that little,
Well, she
can't
clearly is
I
running
mean,
every day. She's got to work out and stuff. So
you're Mister. There needs to be a
practices.
season for track and field, and there should be 4 majors and stuff, and then you pick someone who runs 4 times the entire
I
year.
mean,
It's just
but this is the year of picking people who didn't run a lot. I'm picking Sydney
also
number 1.
she lost in a 3K. You didn't bring that up.
Well, yeah, because 3K is not an event that is run
Yeah. Well.
outdoors.
So that doesn't count. So then you're dropping the race count even more. Yeah, you're wrong. Again, the debate is between Fraser Price and McLaughlin. Very hard year, I think.
Debates
In
between
any
Faith Kipyegon and Sharika Jackson
it's not. It's not.
for third.
I don't think she'll get the invite for the top three. It's not going to happen. But all right. Anything else?
It's gonna be okay, Kevin. I just know that it's good to know that when you have to put money where your mouth is, you're putting it on Faith and not on Shelly Ann. So I got that
I
out
just
of you
think
at
it.
least.
I just you don't understand. This is why you lose money gambling, and this is why I only win money gambling. You don't understand that I could pick somebody to win while not choosing them for athlete of the year. Because when you're running a race, you're competing against other people. So the other people in the race matter. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, I get what you're
So
saying.
that's how it works. Let's let the world rankings decide this. Let me pull these up. Event rankings, overall ranking. Let's
You
see. Fraser Price, 1534. Oh man, this is not good for you. Oh no, Gordon, she's ninth. She's ninth.
Yeah, these rankings are bullshit. I know that.
Kipyegon is ninth. Fraser Price, Jackson, Rojas, McLaughlin, Amazon, Bull, Sagai, Mahuchek.
Yeah. No.
All right,
Sagai,
we'll leave it
yeah, it's
there.
putting Sagai over Kipyegon. You're going to take rankings that put Sagai over Kipyegon? Come on.
Tampico says great pod, even if Gordon's wrong. Someone says take Gordon off. I agree.
Take Gordon off, but then you just have Kevin. You just want to listen to a Kevin solo podcast
I
somehow
think
three
I
times a
think
week?
yeah. I think if you had to spread out the awards, I think you'd give McLaughlin the performance of the year, and then you'd probably give Fraser Price athlete of the year, and then you'd give Kip Yegon the top three performance of or
No,
best three
you give
performances of
no,
the year.
you give Shellyan the woman to break 10-7 6 times of the year award. That's what you give Shellyan.
I like how you're saying I create arbitrary cutoffs, and then you create arbitrary cutoffs for like why you'd have Jackson ahead of Fraser Price. Like your
It's
bias
not
is
arbitrary.
against your bias is against consistency. You only want to look at how many in the top 5, how many in the top 10. Like you don't want to go any deeper. When you look in the 100, it's like a difference between a hundredth of a second or 200ths of a second is the difference between a bunch of different places on the all-time list. So
Yeah, same thing with Faith Kipyegon. She was 0.3 seconds over 4-lap race from having the world record.
Yep. Well, sports are all about small margins. So you could run that back with a lot of different scenarios. What if Sherika Jackson broke the world record? What if Fraser Price broke 10.6? You still probably wouldn't care.
I would have put Sharika. All right. How about that? All right. I'll do this for you.
Don't do anything for
If
me. You're
Shelly and Fraser
wrong.
Price, if Shelly and Fraser Price would have ran sub 10.6, I would have put her in the top 3. And I would have taken Faith Kipyegon out. There you go. She would have ran sub 10.6. I would have put in her in the top 3 and taken Faith out. But guess what? She didn't do that.
It's only
So
point. It's
Faith
only
stays.
0.03 away. It's
Faith
0.03.
stay.
What's the
Faith
what's the big
stays.
deal? It's only 0.03. So if she ran the
0.03.
number 3-time history.
Yeah. Then I would have
All right.
put her up. I would have put her in there.
Oh, someone put
She
your
was
name
like
in.
just one performance from jumping from 5th all the way to 3rd. It's just like that big leap. You know, you have that big win on Sunday, you're ranked 12th, and all of a sudden you're ranked 3rd. You know?
I usually don't care about this, but now, and I actually picked it. I'm going against my pick. I want to see Fraser Price get this now, and we're gonna have a week-long celebration on this podcast about. We're gonna have Fraser Price week or Fraser Price month.
She get her on the
Don
pod.
put
She
your
can.
num. Don put your name and then 7 trash cans, which is great because Fraser Price 7 top 20 times in history. I like how he tied that all together. Only the top 15 count. Top 20 just it doesn't count. You
No, it's
run
only the
repeated
top 10
10s.
that count.
Only the top 10.
So,
That's right.
yeah.
That's right. All
We can
right.
go top 20.
FloTrack.
Why don't we talk about top 25 and top 35? Hell, top 100.
Yeah, where does it
Put us in
end?
the TRL. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
When does it end? Well,
We're
clearly you
not
made it
able
end
to
at 10.7.
we're not able to be discerning as human beings. If we can't have a perfect number, then we might as well not have any number. Colt, you get the last word. Who should it be?
For that, stupid.